Job 28. Surely this is a mine for silver and a place where gold is refined. Iron is taken from the ground and rock is poured out as copper. Man puts an end to darkness. He searches the farthest recesses for the ore in the deepest darkness. Far from where people live, he sinks a shaft in places travelers have long forgotten. Far away from people, he dangles and sways. The earth from which food comes is overturned below as though by fire. A place whose stones are sapphires that contain dust of gold. A hidden path no bird of prey knows, no falcon's eye has spotted it. Proud beast have not set foot on it, and no lion has passed along it. On the flinty rock man has set to work. With his hand he has overturned mountains at their bases. He has cut out channels through the rocks. His eyes have spotted every precious thing. He has searched the sources of rivers, and what has hidden he has brought to light. But wisdom, where can it be found? Where is the place of understanding? Mankind does not know its place. It cannot be found in the land of the living. The deep says, "It is not with me." And the sea says, "It's not with me." Fine gold cannot be given in exchange for it, nor can its price be weighed out in silver. It cannot be measured out for purchase with the gold of Ophir and precious onyx or sapphires. Neither gold nor crystals can compare with it, nor can a vase of gold match its worth. Of coral and jasper no mention will be made. The price of wisdom is more than pearls. The topaz of Cush cannot be compared with it. It cannot be purchased with pure gold. But wisdom, where does it come from? Where is the place of understanding? For it has been hidden from the eyes of every creature, and from the bird of the sky it has been concealed. Destruction and death say, "What our ears? With our ears we have heard a rumor about where it can be found." God understands the way to it, and he alone knows its place. For he looks to the ends of the earth and observes everything under the heavens. When he made the force of the wind and measured the waters with a gauge, when he imposed a limit for the rain and a path for the thunderstorm, then he looked at wisdom, assessed its value, he established it and examined it closely. And he said to mankind, "The fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to turn away from evil is understanding." So chapter 28 is continuing Job's speech from 27. So surely there is a mine for silver and a place for gold, places where gold are refined. Iron is taken from the ground. A rock is poured out as copper. So he's going to go to the analogy of searching for hidden gems in the ground, hidden riches, I should say, silver, gold, copper, iron, and he's going to get to gems. So hidden treasures he's going to talk about. Man puts an end to darkness. He searches the farthest recesses for the ore in deepest darkness. So you're making a cave. You're digging deep. You're trying to find it. You're going underground. You're going way far away from the light. Far from where people live, he sinks the shaft. In places travelers have long forgotten, far away from other people. He dangles and sways. I'm going to assume that this is reference to him going down into it. This is the description of a mining procedure. Dangling suspended from ropes would be necessary part of the job, and being up and down on the shaft. So yeah, if you're drilling or doing a mine straight down and then boring after that, yeah, you're going to be dangling on ropes. Now, I really don't fully know how ancient people did their mining if it is top down for the most part, or if it's in to a mountainside, or how they shored things up. I've never really looked into ancient mining and what we might know. But anyway, we understand at least enough to go, yeah, you're digging in the ground. For the earth, so the earth from which food comes is overturned because, or below, as though by fire. A place whose stones are sapphire and contains dust of gold. A hidden place no bird of prey knows. So he's going to go, like, you're overturning the place that produces food to go and search for other stuff. So something of value for you is being replaced with something else. It's probably best taken as a place in construct with the rest of the colon, with the understanding relative clause, a place the rocks of which are sapphires. The modern stone known as sapphire is thought not to have been used until Roman times, and so some other stone is probably meant here, perhaps lapis lazuli. Yeah, which I've seen a number of translations go and replace all of the places where it says sapphire with lapis lazuli. It's referring to some kind of blue stone. So again, we're in the earth. This is where we are. We're looking for things. And he says, a hidden path no bird of prey knows. No falcon's eye has spotted it. It's in the ground. Birds of prey can't spot things underground. They can't. Proud beasts have not set foot on it. You're going underground. Like, beasts aren't going there. You're digging so there's not any predators here. No lion has passed along it. The flinty rock man has set to work with his hands. So you are setting to work. You've overturned mountains at their bases. You've cut out channels through the rock. His eye has spotted every precious thing. So unlike prey animals who can't and don't look for these things, man has and does and seeks them out. He searches the sources of the rivers, and what is hidden, he has brought it to light. So you can find it in rivers, you can find it underground, you can find it at the base of mountains, you're digging it underground, you're in the places where no animal can find anything, only humans can find these treasures. But wisdom, where can it be found? So he set up this whole thing of saying, this is how we can go about finding things of value. Wisdom is much more valuable. Where do we find that? Where is the place of understanding? Man does not know its place. So, we can find these kinds of things, but wisdom, we can't find it. We don't know where it is. We don't know how to go look for wisdom. The deep says, it's not with me. The sea says, it's not with me. So, it's not hidden in the deep, so we don't have to go there. We're going to stay on the land. Let me see what it says, the deep. Theom is the deep of Genesis 1:2. The abyss or primordial sea. It was always understood to be a place of darkness and danger. As remote as it is, it asserts that wisdom is not found there, personification. So here we have the abyss and the sea, then death and destruction, and they are not the places where wisdom resides. So it's not in the primordial place where everything comes out of or sinks down into. Fine gold cannot be given in exchange for it, nor can its price be weighed out in silver. So it's not like you can buy wisdom. You can't find it. It's not in the deep. You can't buy it. Silver and gold are not the way to pay for it. You can't measure out even gold from Ophir or onyx or sapphires. Neither gold nor crystal can be comparable. So you can't pay for it. It can't be measured. It doesn't measure equally. So you can't pay for it with these things. You can't compare it to these things. And you can't compare it with gold nor crystals. Nor a vase of gold match its worth. Like, nothing compares to wisdom. Nothing is as valuable as wisdom, and no valuables can be used to purchase it. Of coral and jasper, no mention will be made. The price of wisdom is more than pearls. So now we switch to a more, he's just going to continue to say, well, what about this? What about this? Can't buy it with that. Why not that? Can't buy it with that. Not that either. The topaz of Cush cannot be compared with it. It cannot be purchased with pure gold. But wisdom, where does it come from? Where is the place of understanding? So he repeats the question. We couldn't buy it. We couldn't find it. For it has been hidden from the eyes of a living creature, and from the birds of the sky it has been concealed. So it's still hidden. Even with the sharpest eyes, you can't find it. Animals have sharper eyes than us. They can't locate it. Destruction and death say, with our ears we have heard a rumor about where it can be found. So destruction, let me see what that is, versus death. The Abaddon. Abaddon. Let's go look that up. 36. Job 28. Job 28. Is that like 22, I thought? Yeah, Abaddon. I think this is going to translate as destruction. All right. Yeah, it just says, the place of destruction, destruction, ruin, Abaddon. I thought Abaddon was also a reference to, yeah, some other entity as well, like Azael. I was thinking Abaddon was also one of those places, or people, I should say. All right, anyway. The place of destruction and death say. So in the end, you go all the way through life, you get to death and destruction, and death and destruction go, well, we heard a rumor about it. It's not with us, though. So it's not that people are taking wisdom to the grave. Not in the grave, either. God understands the way to it, and he alone knows its place. So death and destruction are going to say, God's the only one that knows of wisdom. For he looks to the ends of the earth and observes everything under the heavens. When he made the force of the wind and measured the waters with a gauge, when he imposed a limit on the rain and a path of the thunderstorm. So God can see everything. God knows everything. He knows everything under the sun. He knows everything that are in the heavens. He's observed everything. Oh, when he was creating the wind, and he was measuring out waters, and he put a limit to rain, and he controlled the thunderstorms, you know, that's when God was there. And then he looked for wisdom and assessed its value. He established it and examined it closely. So when God was doing creation, wisdom was there. He looked for it. He assessed its value. He established it and examined it closely. And he said to mankind, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom. And to turn away from evil is understanding. So one of the things that Job is making an assertion to is that he has turned away from evil. And because he has turned away from evil, then the calamity upon him is not because he's done wrong. He also is demonstrating a fear of the Lord in the way that he's addressing things too, I think. I think that he is doing that because he does fear God and he's going to God. These things that have happened in his life are driving him to go to God. So I think that is a demonstration of the fear of the Lord. Yeah, the one who holds my life in his hand is God. I'm going to him. I'm pleading my case with him. So let me see if there's anything on the footnotes for those. A number of medieval Hebrew manuscripts have Lord Adonai. Okay, not going to worry about that. Many commentators delete this verse because many read the divine name Yahweh translated Lord here, and it is not consistent with the argument that precedes it. This is inconsistent in the reasoning, for many of the critics have already said that this chapter is an interpolation following the line of thought. Then one would not expect it to conform to the rest of the book in this matter of the divine name. And concerning the second difficulty, the point of this chapter is that wisdom is beyond human comprehension and control. It belongs to God alone. So the conclusion that the fear of God is wisdom is the necessary conclusion. It is a pity to rob the poem of its climax and turn it into an expression of unrevealed antagonism. Yeah, so if this verse is not here, so they're arguing because it uses Adonai here, then it must be added. It must not be original. So it couldn't, because the rest of the book doesn't use it, the same title there. So this has to be an addition, a change. But then, like, This whole argument of Job's doesn't come to a conclusion if it's not there. All right.